At the very outset, I extend a warm welcome to today's session. It's going to be very interactive and interesting as usual. The most important session of all times is that on how to prepare ACC examination and how to navigate, especially through the examination in the real exam scenario. Now, before I begin, I would be interested to understand as to what notes or what notions do you carry on this particular CBE environment? How many of you have been, how many of you have already been accustomed or familiar or have attempted examination under a CBE environment? Any idea? Anybody who has given IFRS examination before? Anybody? I think there is one or two, I know. Pankaj, Miss Hema and Naufal, if possible, Subbalakshmi, Deepika, I would appreciate at least for today's lecture if you are visible, so we can. I mean, I would not like always, as you know, that I believe in interaction, and I don't want a one-sided or one sort of communication in the sense that I just come show you PPT and that's it. No. See, one of the
Good
most
evening, sir.
effective. Very good evening. I mean, I would not like to proclaim much, but teaching is in my blood because my mom happens to be a retired lecturer. And I've always seen and I've always been into an environment where we have been taught in terms of interaction. Because one special aspect is that when you say something and when opponent says something, the communication gets complete and the perception gets nailed into your head. If I am gonna to speak right away from 1 hour, 2 hours, nothing will get registered in your head. Everything gets passed on. There is nothing which I would say gets digested. So like, what notion do you have? Like in anybody, it is open session. What notion do you have? Like for example, suppose tomorrow you have a paper and it's under CB. You know what is CB, computer-based examination. What idea, what notion, what information you carry about this particular environment? Of course, we have touch based, in a few sessions last, but I would like to understand from you. For example, say tomorrow is your exam. I mean, how, I'm not talking about the technical preparation in terms of your knowledge or your syllabus knowledge. How prepared are you in terms of navigation in CBE environment? What idea do you have? I know it's computer based, but what idea do you have? What is the plan? What is your plan? How are you going to navigate? See, I'll tell you, I did a survey. It's not, I have just extempo come up. I took my time, this session could have been conducted at any point in time, but I took my time, I surveyed it. ACCA diploma IFRS paper, that is, it's in between the intermediate ACCA degree paper and the final degree paper of ACC, that is FR and HBR, financial reporting in intermediate degree ACCA, and strategic business reporting final paper, which is quite in depth and which is, extremely challenging. Anyway, we are not here to discuss about the two, but given the fact that this paper lies in between the two, and that it is not technically so depth. I would say it's not in depth, like a lot of exemptions or waivers or in term. I can say in short, it's a shallow paper. You may feel because you have no idea about it, you have not studied it. Once you reach to a stage where you know and you have an authoritative knowledge in IFR, you will agree with me that this is a very shallow paper. Now, given the fact, one of the most interesting thing which came up in terms of my research is that the passing rate of diploma IFR is much lower than FR and SBR. Any idea as to why? What would be the reason? I've already discussed this. If you would have been attending last few lectures, you will be able to pick it up. Why the passing rate of diploma IFRS paper, which is in between the FR and the final SBR paper, why the passing rate is lower than the two?
Because people are not aware how to navigate with CBQ.
Yes, correct. See, for you, it's one exam, correct? You don't know the ACCA body. You just come, or maybe you just need certification. 90% of the students, they say, sir, I just need certification. I need to pass. Show me a magic wand or show me some formulas and I can. The issue is that the reason why FR and SBR score over this one, I mean, in terms of students, is because they get acquainted. Before they reach this financial reporting paper, they have covered at least 2-3 papers. That means they have an idea, a complete idea about the environment. I'll tell you once again, and emphasizing, I reiterate a point that note it down. How much soever champion or expert you would be in terms of knowledge in IFRS, you cannot clear this particular paper unless you know the techniques of navigation in CBQ. I mean, that is CBE environment. It is not CBQ. It's going to be a full-fledged. I'll tell you something. The moment I begin, you will be able to understand, and trust me, you will not be able to start. I guarantee you this. You will not be able. I'm not scaring you. Please do not misunderstand me. I'm not going to scare you. I'm not here for that. But if you open that particular screen, and if you have not practiced, you have no absolute idea about it, you will not be able to complete the paper. Write it down and watch this recording again and again. Unless you complete the entire paper, don't expect that you can pass the paper. Don't expect. Don't expect that you will get full 25 marks in respective questions. It is not, I mean, the previous syllabus that used to be, because there were heavy reliance on the first paper. I mean, initially after 2019, they changed the entire ball game of examination. Previously, they used to put up 50 marks. One question, consolidation, you finish it, you pass, 35 marks, you gain, and 15 marks here and there with 3 questions. No. The reliance was one lopsided. It was just one-sided. You get my point? You have 4 questions, 25 marks each. You have absolutely no option. And absolutely trust me, you have no idea from which part of the syllabus they can bring questions. And I will show you the shortcuts. And I guarantee you, there are 2 courses which I'm coming up after this session, maybe in a week's time. I'll tell you something, I'm not proclaiming, but if you go through the 2 courses, which is of course on examination only, you carry a fair chances of getting acquainted and confident to handle the navigation aspect, whereas your examination is concerned. Coming on to the very question, like, what notion, what idea do you have about it? Like, come on. We have lots to discuss, lots to cover. Anything, like, which you can come up with, any apprehensiveness, like, or any idea or any information that you carry. What is computer-based environment, like, in relation with diploma IFRS exam? Come on.
So spreadsheets. We have
okay, spreadsheet, very good.
And there will be many worksheets. We have to work on that. I have gone once through this thing.
Okay. How many of you have gone through? How many of you have gone through?
Once
You're
I've
waiting
gone.
for me, the Pandit, to come and give you the Murat, and then you start, correct? Trust me, I have seen people, the gold medalist, they have failed. And they know everything. They are champion. As good as they can conduct a class, they can replace me also. No jokes. No sooner I happen to start that particular screen, you will get statue. We used to play a game while we were young, statue. Aisa hone wala hai. The moment I show you the screen, you will become statue. No jokes about that. Anybody, come on. Anybody who has a very good. It's all about spreadsheets. It's all about word processing sheets. The most amusing part of this aspect is, it is not Excel. It's a spreadsheet, correct? But then there's a huge difference between Excel and the spreadsheet. In Excel, you can insert a row, correct? There you cannot insert a row. So how will you go about navigation? Everything is cut paste. Anybody? I'll just give you 2 more minutes. I'm going a bit slow, and I will go slow, and I will handle all the questions, whatever you have. Maybe I don't mind we go midnight in terms of discussion, because it won't be that. But whatever is your question, now I need 2 things from you. Firstly, what idea do you have? And what do you expect out of this particular session, so that I will be able to align and gauge as to the best I can deliver to answer all the questions and cover the entire thing, so that we don't have much of Q&A at last. Of course, most welcome. You know, I love Q&A, and that's the best part of it. You know, if you want somebody to gauge how, I mean, what's the difference between a mature novice and an expert is that how well you are able to handle the question. Anybody and everybody works in office. You get my point or not? But the finance manager will depute one person under him. You know why? On what quality? And I'm not joking. I have been into that place, and I have appointed into that place when I was promoted as a CFO. The person who can handle the auditor. You get my point? Finance manager to tell me one. If you want your work, if you want to be employed, the auditor should not come into my cabin. I'm not joking. And I ensured that auditor never entered my finance manager cabin. Are you getting my point? That's a difference between a person like, you know, who has been, it's not a matter of knowledge. It's not a matter of knowledge. It's a matter of conviction, not communication also. Conviction, how much conviction you have, how much confidence, internal confidence you have that when you narrate. Sometimes I used to, you know, when you are not able to convince, the best thing is to confuse. No jokes. There's a saying. If you read American slang, if you are not able to convince, confuse. Your confusion has to be convincing to them. Anyway, we'll go to that particular, and I'll teach you that, because I'm not here to teach you fabrication. Okay. Last, once again, what is the notion which you carry and what expectation do you have? All questions, so that I can align my this one. I've not come prepared. I never prepare for my lectures. And when I speak God and I know, after that only God knows. That's what I was talking to my mom, because we had been to and fro to doctor since 4 days. She's not keeping well. Her BP is like, she's asked to be admitted, but unfortunately, she doesn't want to. She's adamant she's as good as a doctor. BSc, B.Ed, I mean science, maths with basics. So she knows what's going on. Anyway, come on. At least give me the expectation. I do understand that you do not have any idea of familiarity with the CBE environment. What is your expectation like? What you want to take away out of this particular session? You should be very clear. When you come, when you go, when you attend, when you meet something, you should have a goal. That goal is to what best I can take it away. I mean, I can take away from that particular session, that meeting, maybe friends or somebody whosoever. Otherwise, it will be like Operation Successful Patient, and I'm not here for the storytelling. Are you getting my point? At least you should have an intent. Then only things will get registered into your head. Otherwise, it will be like a storytelling session. How much times you watch this particular recording, you won't be able to grasp anything. And I really want you to really pass that particular exam and then progress in life. There are two aspects. Come on. I know one will be like, you know, I should be in a position to pass the examination. Anyway, so if none of you are interested in sharing, I will just show you and shock you with that particular screen. So here we go. We share the screen. Now I really, always there is a glitch whereas sharing is concerned. Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so here. Now, no sooner you type ACCA diploma specimen exam, you will reach on to this particular page. You get my point? Similar is the frame or the screen which you will find in your real exam. Are you getting my point? This is how, as if this is real. There is one very minor difference, which I will, of course, narrate you in due course. But this is how your screen is going to look like in the exam. Is Misty there?
Yes, she's there.
Yeah, she's there.
Yes,
Misty,
I'm
just
here.
correct me, because you are one who have been into the real ocean. So just correct me or stand me corrected if I flunk, because it's been ages and I'm just giving the based on whatever is available on the resources of ACCA site. This is how your screen will look like. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is basically the instructional area where you will find that they will guide you. Okay, by paper will be of 3 hours, 15 minutes. You have to do this. You have to do that. Just focus on that particular screen in the background of my saying, and you will come to know where I'm coming from, and then lay hands on this particular thing, because unless you get familiarized and practice, don't expect that you can clear how much ever champion of knowledgeable you may be. Okay, so this is the next screen. This is are you able to view my cursor? I'm just going to the next screen. Okay. This is the first instructional base, and it gives you the entire, we are going to cover it all. It says that, okay, the information will be there, then there will be an exhibit, there will be requirement, there will be response sheet, blah, 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 highlight how to, we'll all see these technicalities right away. And I'll be very slow. And if you feel that I'm fast, interrupt me, and accordingly we'll gauge our speed. Okay. This is going to be the second one. Okay. This it shows like, flag the review, explain answer, navigation, blah, blah, blah. This all we are going to deal in detail. But this is I'm showing you because no sooner screen opens in the real exam, this is what is going to be your screen. Are you getting my point? So if you are already familiar with it, you can just skim through this. You can just have a glance and perceive it. You get my point? So that if there is any additional features, of course, there will be no additional features because they don't give surprises to students. They're very meticulous about it. Okay, now this is the second of, see, it says this is 2 of 4. That is, there are totally 4 screens. Now we go on to the next one. This is our working scratch part, then symbol, navigation screen, blah, blah, blah. This, I'm going to take it in real detail. Okay, this is how the reviewing of the examination, item review screen, ending the exam, we will do it. Don't worry about it. So if you feel that I'm going fast, no, I just want to go into the realm. Now this is the last screen, which is so-and-so, 100 marks in total, important, indicate requirement, so-and-so. And here next to click start. Okay. Now this is the specimen examination. Okay. Okay. So should we say yes? How many of you say, come on, loud and clear? I should feel
Yes.
that you are with me today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Only
sir,
one
I
or
have
two
a
people.
question.
Yes, please go ahead.
All these four instructions slides, what we have seen, it is going to take 10 minutes for us to, when we are sitting for the exam, it will take 10 minutes. So 10 minutes goes reading reading these instructions.
After this particular session, you will not be required to read those at all. I give you a guarantee. There's no warranty, guarantee. You get my
That is true. That is true, because I did not, because I'm familiar with it already. You just keep pressing next, and go straight to this page.
See, I'm very happy, and you are fortunate, or I would say we are all fortunate to have somebody experienced who is very well acquainted. In fact, I would say because she's an ACCA student, so she has given many examinations, and she's there to vouch and correct us in this particular session. Thank you, Mr. Appreciate it. Okay, so here we go, and say yes. Now we are going to all become statue. This is your first question. Okay. Now tell me, how will you begin? I want everybody to participate. Everybody. Come on. Assimilate in your mind frame that tomorrow is your examination, and this is how the paper is going to look like. There is no more paper-based examination. This is world over. There is a huge gamut of transition and paradigm shift, whereas exam environment is concerned, everything is now online. Everything. You just cannot think about paper examination anymore. This is your first question. And this is how all 4 questions look like. Okay. Now tell me, how are you going to begin? How do you feel? Just tell me that. Come on, Deepika. Subha Lakshmi. I need your feedback. Because if I am going to narrate it, you will not be able to register it, or you will not be able to correct the perception into your mind frame. Anybody else? Miss Vidya.
So earlier exams, we used to have the question and below the whatever the exhibits used to appear. And now I think we need to read that each exhibit separately and then link it back to the question what they have asked. That is going to take, like when you want to reread it, it is difficult.
Is the
Because you need
question
to
here?
read. Yeah, sorry. Go.
No, please. I was just thinking, shall we start reading the question first and then the exhibit part, or if the exhibit or the question?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Suppose you are into exam, real exam, and if I would not have guided you, or if you would not have been guided by anybody, or you would not have been aware, how are you going to begin? That's what I'm asking you. Suppose you are into the exam
Question.
scenario now. Tell me.
Question. I'll go for the question first.
Okay. Here is the question. The entire screen is the question.
Yes,
Which
sir.
part
Okay.
of the question you will
Left,
open first?
left hand side, that
No,
alpha,
correct,
that
but which
stick.
part? Which part? Come on.
Okay.
How would you know? How would you know sitting here what you should open?
Requirement.
The exhibits we need to open, read one by one, like 1, 2, 3, and relevant to 1, we need
Here
to
it is.
open
Here
the
it is.
draft
1,
SOP. Yeah. Exhibit
2,
1.
3, 4. Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me,
all
how are you
open
going
together.
to navigate about it? Okay. Here, 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 here. Now tell me. You know, it is not easy. See, I'm
Yes.
showing you right away. And I'm not scaring you. Please do not misunderstand. This is not created by me. Now you tell me, how are you going to navigate it? Just tell me. Are you getting my point? Suppose tomorrow you haven't practiced, or say suppose you are now into examination hall. Tell me, how are you going to go about it? Because see, unless you participate, you will not be able to register what I am trying to bring home the point. I can just go on, I can just show. If you see YouTube videos, it is here is this, here is that, here is this. They are not able to trigger your reflexes so that you can register things. By only watching videos, you will not be able to register. Are you understanding my point? Pankaj bhai, it's great to see you after so long. I was about to complain, make a police complaint. Pankaj bhai gone missing. Just kidding, huh? Okay. So tell me, Pankaj bhai, what's your insights about it? There are so many screens. How are you going to navigate? You say, okay. Prachi says, okay, requirement. Here is requirement. Tell me. Yeah, tell me. See, you are correct, Prachi. But my question is in depth. Given the
Okay, sir.
scenario, I want you to figure out how are you going to navigate. I will come. I will explain. After the session, you will be champion. I'm not bluffing. I mean, trust me, you will be very well versed. But tell me now. Okay, here is requirement. Now what? You know one thing? There was one
Can you
student who gave me a
minimize
feedback.
this? Minimize
Said,
the
sir, I
screen,
got
sir.
scared.
Okay.
I got scared because I could not. What should I minimize?
The screen, whether all those small screens can be minimized. I don't think so.
Okay. Here you can minimize. Here it is.
Okay.
You can just I mean, of course not minimize. You have to close it only, I believe.
Sure.
Okay, here it is. I'm closing all. Now you tell me which is the first screen you will open. You should know. And that is a modus operandi you will follow in all questions, all 4 questions. Now tell me which is the first screen you will open.
First one is the draft
Sorry?
SOP of alpha. First one is the draft question and open the
Okay,
exhibit
so
1.
Miss Vidya, you say you
Yes.
will open that first. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Pankaj bhai, come on. Rajiv, I want you to participate. Which is the screen you will open? I know you are not attending the examination. You are veteran like me. I mean, we are all badau. I mean, sorry, not I mean, we are not into examination, but I am going to appear also.
No,
I'm not joking.
what,
Maybe in
what
June.
I'll do is I'll look at the numbers, look at the notes to the financials.
No,
and
give
then
me
look at the
which one
requirement.
we will open. You are giving me all the steps. I want only one. Which of the screen you will open? Or you will, I mean, toss a coin there. Tell me. Come on, everybody. Nofal, I want to hear your voice today. Nofal, are you there? Where is Savita? Savita is not here today. Can you call her because she is going to appear for the examination? If possible, Prachi, can you call her, please?
Yes, sir.
At least I want those people who are attempting in December. I really want them to attend because watching recording is a different ball game altogether. Yeah, Priyanka, are you there? Because I don't see, I mean, people screen. I mean, Priyanka, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yeah, which screen you will prefer to open? Come on. Miss Vidya said she'll start with Alpha Beta, the first exhibit. Okay, come on. Misty, you say. Prachi said requirement. Okay. Misty, what's your call?
But actually, this consolidation topic is not very this thing. I mean, I'm not very
No,
confident
forget
on
about,
the consolidation topic. That's why
I am
I'm
not
like,
asking consolidation. All the 4 questions look like. I am asking you which of the exhibits. See, all the questions are similar. The format is very similar. Don't go on to the topic wise. Which is the first screen you will open? My question is that. See, it's not about time management. Okay, it is embedded into that. Opening of your screen is embedded. My thing is that how are you gonna to let your mind register information? Are you getting my point? Example. Okay, here it is. I open this. Okay, I go through this. Okay, I close this. Okay, I open this, I go through this, I close this. Or maybe say I open all, or maybe 1 or 2, then I navigate. Okay, here I put, then here I put, maybe here I put, then here I put. Okay, then if I don't want this, I'll read this and I'll close this. I'll read this and I will close this. Now tell me, have you ever seen this before, or experienced before, or acquainted with this before?
No.
To be honest, say yes or no.
No,
no,
sir.
sir.
No.
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
So how are you gonna to do it? I am
Totally
not
correct.
proclaiming it, but I am very good at, I mean, picking up software and anything electronic. Whatever LMS you see, it is entirely made by me. Whatever stickers you see, whatever videos you see, whatever website of mine, everything is done by me. I'm not trying to proclaim, please do not misunderstand. You have to find ways. Come on, tell me. Misty, give me your experience. What screen are you accustomed to open? Or what would you suggest? Because you are sort of a co-lecturer today, a
No,
co-host.
no. What for me, what I would have opened the response screen first,
Okay.
and then I would copy paste the question, the requirement, copy it inside there. And I think in the first requirement,
Okay.
it mentions something
Okay.
about exhibit
Okay,
1.
let's do about it. Okay. Where is the response option?
Spreadsheet.
Okay, here it is. Correct. This is spreadsheet. Where is the word
Yeah.
navigator? Because it will only come after a particular when you go next. Isn't it or not? Okay. Now you mean to say you will copy all the exhibits here, correct? You will copy all these things.
No, not the exhibit, not the exhibit. This I've not done an exam with a spreadsheet. The one I've done is the one with a word processor. Is
Okay.
Word. So
So
what
you
I
have
did
no
was,
idea. So you have no idea about Excel.
I mean, no
Spreadsheet,
man,
basically.
I've not done an exam with a spreadsheet as yet.
Okay, good, very good.
As yet.
So I appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Come on, tell me. Each of you, please put. Suppose you are into exam here. Come on. I am.
Sir, as Misty suggested, copy the draft SOP alpha beta, the question, what is the question in the spreadsheet. And if we can get the draft SOP question, exhibit also to be copied on the spreadsheet, then start using that to start working so that you have everything in one place. I'm not sure whether this works,
I'm
but
sorry. That's not what I meant. No,
yeah.
that's not what I meant. You cannot copy the
Okay.
draft in there. You cannot do that.
Oh,
No,
sir. Okay.
no, you cannot. What are in mind is the requirement. I copied the requirement in mind. What I copied in mind was a requirement. That was what I copied in mind. So that, in other words, I have it to look at when I'm reading the exhibit. So in other words, when I open one, based on what the requirement is asking me for, I'm going to look at an exhibit that pertains to that. But this is pretty new to me, and I'm learning just like you right now this morning.
Okay, fine. So I think I have a major role to play then. Okay, now this is how your all 4 questions will look like. Okay, it will have requirement, it will have exhibits. Maybe the number of exhibits may differ based on depending on the questions. And there is a spreadsheet, and there is a words processor, and there is a scrap sheet. Okay, I'll tell you what it will come eventually. Okay, now Vidya madam said you will open the first exhibit. Prachi madam said this one. Okay, fine. How are you gonna to hold the information? You see, we are accustomed to paper exam. Yes or no? So if
Yes.
you want, we can, turn over pages and then we can familiarize. Okay, fine. We can go, to and fro with the papers. You get my point? Now, here, you need your memory to be very sharp. Okay. Now, what am I going to show you is my personal method. You can follow whatever is more convenient and suitable for you. But this is my own personal method, which I have developed learning out of this particular screen. The first screen, which I will read, is a screen as it is. Are you getting my point? The screen without opening anything. Can anybody read? Where is our official reader today?
Hema is there.
Oh, wow, he's there. She's always there. Good, thanks. Okay, can you read, Hema?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Alpha, parent to the subsidiary beta, is preparing the consolidated statement of financial position SOFP at 30th September 2007. The following exhibits available on the left hand side of the screen provide information relevant to the question. First, draft SOFP of alpha and beta, draft statement of financial position of alpha and beta at 30th September 2007. Alpha's investment details of investment in beta and other equity investment. Third, intragroup trading, details of trade between alpha and beta. Fourth, share-based payment information on share option scheme provide for senior manager of alpha. This information should be used to answer the questions requirement within the response option provided.
Yeah, response option. I mean, this is the work summary. Okay, when you open the work space will come, which is known as working space. Now, response sheet is like where you will put your response. Are you getting my point? We'll navigate to that. Just be slow. What are the 2 important things you can pick out of reading this? What are the 2 important things you can pick it up? Come on.
Alpha and beta. Alpha is the parent, subsidiary is beta, and we need to prepare the statement of financial position as on 30th September 2017.
Correct.
And there are intergroup and other transaction which needs to be
Correct.
taken.
So prima facie, the first thing you will reflect into your mind if you have studied is, okay, this is business combination. Whatever IFRS is, the number is not important. The examiner has categorically told there is no marks if you put the number that is IFRS 3 or IFRS 11 or blah, blah, blah. It is not compulsory. Are you getting my point? Yes, it helps you in a certain manner that if you land up to 48 marks, the 2 marks are then open for the moderator. It's only when you reach 48, not 47. Are you getting my point? When you reach 48, you may not know this, okay? You may not know this, but I have covered 23 papers and I know for sure that when you reach 48, the 2 marks are going to be in the hands of the moderator. Now, on what basis usually is in my perception, they look at is like, what is your application based? So if you have put down the numbers, that means you stand a fair chance. It's not to be seen in isolation. That's not the only criteria. Okay, you have given all the numbers. Okay, now you'll get 2 marks. No. but that is a proportion which gets added as a flavor into the moderator's conception, whether he should or she should allot you marks any further to make you pass, yes or no. That we'll see technically later on. Now, prima facie, what you understood, there are exhibits. This is business combination. And what is the first screen then you will open? Come on. Which is next? This is the first step. You will read it. What is next? Come on. Anybody? Guess. No issues. But when you guess, I will ask you why.
But I would glance through the different exhibits quickly. Just a quick glance through to see what they're about.
Okay, so you say you will see, because see, I'll tell you something. Every second counts. Every second counts. Okay, she said she will open the exhibit. What other people say? Deepika, Noel, Nofal, because even if you are not attempting the examination, at one point in time in life, if you are career oriented, you understand my point, till the time it becomes compulsory, and then you will. And I'm hoping and praying for that. Then we'll have a huge crowd. So today we have got 10 people, then we'll have got 1,000 people. Then I don't think I can accommodate people on LMS also. Then I'll have to expand my LMS. By the way, I'll ask you about the feel on that, because I'm going to make the entire, not only on diploma, it's going to be finance. I've gone more fanatic. Yeah, tell me, what is the first screen next you will open? Okay. I would advocate you, after having read this, you will open requirement. Are you getting my point? Whether you copy, okay, there is well accepted proposition. Mr. said, okay, fine. She will take these and she will copy paste in her what is that known as scrap paper. There are two things. One is scrap paper. Where we are given a scrap paper, like when we used to give a paper examination, sir, can we have a scrap paper so that we enter the calculator? There is one area where the scrap opens, and the scrap is not visible. Listen carefully, write it down. The scrap area is not visible to the examiner. Are you getting my point? It is not. It is your baby. But response sheet is gonna to be the base of your performance measurement. Are you getting my point? The examiner needs whatever you have written in your response option, that is your word processor and your Excel sheet. Okay. Now, whether you copy, whether you don't copy, it all depends on you. And I am not going to say, okay, please copy and please do not copy. But I would not copy for the very reason is I cannot just copy paste and waste my time. Are you understanding my point where I'm coming from? How much you will copy? And when you copy, that means like you are duplicating the exhibits. Are you getting when to copy, what to copy, how to copy? I will teach you. And that will, it is not only this particular session. There is a huge course. I'm not joking. Every slide is being meticulously explained in the course which is coming up. And I am planning to start with my video lecture onto this course rather than IFRS, because ultimately it's going to be converted. Everything on LMS is going to be converted into my personal videos. Are you getting my point? And that's how it will be more effective. I'm not going to churn it into. Some students say, okay, sir, it's all about script only. I'll tell you, if you watch continuously IFRS or any subject video, you will not be able to write the paper. From where you will bring the vocabulary, where you will bring the articulation. Are you getting my point? That's why I framed it question wise, question and answer. Anyway, now you have to register what is the requirement. If you want, yes, you can copy this particular requirement onto the scrap sheet or response sheet. Yes.
Sir, I have a question. Are we allowed to carry one or two actual physical paper and pen?
No.
In the exam?
No.
So that we can scribble over there, Jordan.
No. There is no paper allowed. Absolutely 100%. 100%.
All right. In mine, you don't carry it, but in mine they gave you a scrap paper and a pencil. Inside there, they give that to you.
It depends, but in diploma IFR paper they don't give. You get my point. In PM paper they give performance management. because where the calculation is mathematical. Are you getting my point? This is, I would not say mathematical, but the thing, this is, everything has been given to you. So I'll tell you there is what the difference between PM and this one. The balance sheet is given to you. You get my point? Like for example, 2003, there are adjustments, then you have, means the base is already given to you. There you have to recalculate it. But then they will give you scrap paper online here. Okay, when we move further, Prachi, you will get the scrap,
Yes, sir.
scrap this one. Okay, now one more important, please note, okay? I'm not like as and when it comes to my mind, the reflexes, I'm going to deliver it. Do not write anything onto this. Are you getting my point? For example, many students make a mistake. They start writing. They think this is their word. Are you getting my point? They start writing, this is not accepted by the examiner. Only calculative aspect is to be done on Excel sheet. Can you check, can somebody check the background, please? Can everybody mute themselves, please? Yeah, I muted somebody, so we will not be disturbed. Anyway, I'm repeating it. Your narratives, you get my point, your explanation, your actual delivery, only calculative aspect is to be portrayed or displayed here. There is no narratives, no writing, no explanation to be done. It is all to be done on the word processor. By mistake, suppose you start writing this, it is not accepted. Yes. On the contrary, you can show the calculation and everything on your response sheet. That is your word processor. That is accepted. Are you understanding my point? Can you please repeat what I said, what you understood? Anybody? Mr. Rizvi.
Sir, in this, we don't have the word processor sheet. It's only spreadsheet what they have given in this.
We will, no, there is a word processor. It will come. Okay, let's see.
It's only Scratchpad is
Here
there.
it is. Here it is.
Okay.
Word
But for the
processor.
first question, it is not there, sir. So how do we should answer only in
No,
Excel
it
for
will,
the first question?
it will be there. This will be a part, word processor will be a part of every questions. Now, I don't know for what reason we don't find it here, or maybe there is hidden, or I don't know, but 100%, or maybe the next is also a part of this particular question. Okay. Or maybe it's a same question. No, this is another question, 25 marks requirement. No, Miss Vidya, every question will have a word processor, every question. Or maybe it is so the requirement of this particular first question is that only Excel, they want the calculation. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
See, 100% every questions will have a spreadsheet and a word processor. Okay. Now, God forbid, suppose it is not there. It will not be, for 1%, like, I mean, suppose, then you can write down in your spreadsheet. But it will not be. Every question will have a word processor. Okay. Now, the first screen you will open is requirement, and you will mentally put this, like a photo image into your mind. There is absolutely, I would do this because I would have practiced to that level so that I can photo image this into my memory. And when next, I will show you. Now, copying this, if you copy, you are wasting time. And then you are adding to the toil of your further navigation. Are you getting my point? Yes. What you can do is you can open the word processor and copy, as Misty says. Are you getting my point? But the requirement is always very short. It is simple, like you have to prepare consolidation. That's it, finished. Okay. Now, what is the second sheet will open after requirement? Which is a sheet that you will open? Will you go alphabetical wise? Will you open at random? Tell me.
No, sir. I mean, in the requirement, it is given that based on the draft SOP of alpha and beta and this thing. So I should start with draft SOP of alpha and beta.
Okay. Anybody else, Miss Vidya?
Same way, sir. Whatever the
Okay.
question is and the relevant exhibits we would open for
Okay.
that.
Priyanka, what's your call on this? Will you go in hierarchy in sequence to open the next? The first thing you will read the screen. The second is you read the requirement, photo image it, or copy on the word processor. What's next? What is the which of the exhibits you will open first? Exhibits. Requirement will be the number one after reading the screen. What next? What is the first exhibit you will open? Or I would say, which is the last exhibit that you will open? Come on, Priyanka. I know it's new, but then
Uh,
anybody?
So I will open the draft SOFP of alpha
Okay.
and beta first.
Here. Okay. Here you go. Okay. Chalo. I have opened this. What do you understand? Tell me. What do you understand out of this? I don't know whether you can expand or not.
So this
You
is
can.
the
Okay. Now tell me. No. Take it very practically. This is very important to me. Log cells cannot be modified. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. But how many times you will disturb me? Okay. Tell me. Miss Vidya, I have opened this. As you said, okay, you will open. What you are gonna to perceive this? Okay, here it is. Okay. Now, if you ask me, I would never open an Excel file first. Are you understanding my point?
okay.
If I know this is an Excel file, I will never open it first because for the reason I will not be able to comprehend this information and tie up in alignment with what is relevant and how it is relevant. Are you getting my point where I'm coming from? Okay. Now I'll give you the explanation. You will open all this word or information. This is all information, correct? This is all information. This is all information. Are you getting my point? What you will do is you will open all exhibits except the Excel one. You will open the Excel one last. Okay. This is how I will work. I open this, I open this, I open this. Okay. Now, whatever is short, I will read it first. Whatever is short, I will read it first. Are you getting my point? So this is short. I will read that. Then I will open another this one. Then I will open another this one. Or maybe I'll open it simultaneously and then read it. But the best way is open one screen at a time. Are you getting my point? Because see, I'll tell you, if you are opening two screen, okay, here it is. Now you will not be able to comprehend and register information systematically into your brain. And you are likely to get confused because what will happen by chance if you are not that very like champion at your navigation, if you have not practiced it enough, you are reading this particular thing. Okay, see the cursor is here. Now the cursor here go. So what will happen is you have read, for example, suppose this much. Okay, and by mistake the cursor goes here and you will start reading the second para and you will, it's like operation successful patient. I don't know where you will go and land into. And this is happening. I see you will not find anybody talking about this on any YouTube. I'm not trying to proclaim, please do not misunderstand, but this is what it happens. I took around 1 week to navigate this, prepare my strategy, and there is a huge course. I mean, it will take at least 1 day to go through that particular course of mine, which of course I could not finish that. It is so lengthy in the sense like it's not a matter of length, but it is a matter of depth. Are you understanding my point? If you open this two screen, by mistake you have read, suppose you are reading this, okay, on 1st October 2000 X5 Alpha Granted so and so. By mistake you click this. So you will see, where is that information? Here is also alpha. Are you understanding my point? So you are likely to lose that particular touch. Well, there is a background noise, I believe. Okay. I think you can unmute yourself, Priyanka. because I'm muted. No, you can unmute. If you want to speak, you can unmute. I don't know whether you can.
No, sir, it's okay. I'll mute it right now.
No, I muted you, but you can unmute it so that you can speak. Are you getting my point? Now,
Yeah.
this is my strategy. What I will do, I'll open all except the Word file. Sorry, except the Excel file. Because I am not going to digest this or comprehend this. What I mean to say comprehend means I will not be in a position to align this, its relevance to the requirement. Am I making myself clear? Does it make sense? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Now you will open all this Word file and whatever is short, you will read it first and register it. See, your mind needs to be extremely focused. It's all mind game. Trust me. Passing now any degree, CPA, CFA under a CBE environment is mind game. You have to have enough sleep. Trust me, I'm not joking. You have to have enough sleep to attempt this paper. If you think that you have not slept well, don't go, because then you will, your blood pressure will rise. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I am not joking at all. If you haven't slept properly, you will not be able, you may collapse there also. You know, sometimes we go blank, sometimes we get that no age problems, etc. That will take it psychological aspect a bit later. Okay, now this is how you're going to go about. You will open all the all the screens, okay, except the Excel one. You will read whatever is short, okay. Then at the last, after having registered and covered all the information, you will then open this one. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now, what is the requirement? Okay. Then once again, before you actually start writing, you will reread the requirement. First, you will read the requirement. Then you will start reading the Word documents. Then you will go on to the Excel one. And before you start, you will reread the requirement. Okay. It says prepare consolidation. Now, when you say consolidation is all about Excel sheet, yes or no? Then you will open a worksheet, okay, and you will copy this particular aspect, whatever it is. And I don't know whether it will copy or not, because sometimes in specimen it doesn't work. Are you getting it? Okay, it got copied here because the cursor was there. Okay, here it is. You get my point? See, I copy paste. This is our spreadsheet. Are you getting my point? Now there is one aspect which you should note categorically is you will not be able to insert any row here. See, are you getting my point? When you right click, there is no insertion of row. So when you copy paste, when you copy paste, you ensure that you have left enough space so that you can write the title or whatever you want to write it down or incorporate later. You are good. Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Can everybody unmute and be interactive, because I will not be able to follow and I really want your
Yes, sir.
feedback.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes.
I would give this as a video and then you watch it and enjoy. Are you getting my very purpose is so that we interact. Okay. Now, okay, how the examiner will suppose this is a sheet. Okay, you are going to answer blah 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 blah. How the examiner will know okay, by which question you have answered where? Do you think that you have the luxury or the leverage to just go on writing without marking by what is this, or you want the examiner to figure out? Are you understanding my point where I'm coming from? Suppose you are an examiner and I am the one of the student. This is the paper which comes to you. Will you figure out which question is this? You will be able to, because but do you think that this is acceptable?
No.
Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
No.
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 Okay. This is my answer. Okay. You are my examiner. Will you come to know which question I have attempted? or which is the solution for this, which answer is related to what question?
No.
You will not come to know, correct? When you start writing either Word document or Excel, you have to write it down here in response to question 1 invariably, so that the examiner and you later on when you are evaluating are in a position to relate, okay, this is the answer to question 1. If you do not do this, you are committing a great flaw in attempting the paper. The examiner will not have time to look into which answer is what and where you have written what. Because sometimes it so happens that you read a particular question, and it has happened. I have given 23 papers, and I'm not joking. It so happens that what in some of the questions you will find answers to some of the questions later. For example, suppose you are attempting 5th question, question 5, okay, in some, or maybe question number 4, and you will find that answer in question 1. In the question itself, you will find the answer because it triggers you, or there are information placed in such a way that you can pick it up. If you are prepared well, you can pick it up, that particular thing. Are you getting my point? So whenever you attempt the examination, any question, you will write it down in response to question 1. Then you will do it. Now there is a scrap paper also. See, there is one word processor, one worksheet, and there is a scrap sheet also, which I believe it will come later on, or maybe it will be there in the examination. Now, whatever you want not to be shared with the examiner, you can do it on scrap sheet. But I would suggest not to write anything on scrap sheet and do it on Excel only, because you are required to show your workings very clearly to examination. Are you getting my point? Suppose you are attempting 25 marks question. You have answered it and you have not shown any working. You get my point? You will be given marks appropriately, but then you will be losing marks. So if you show the work, invariably, the working needs to be shown. Working is part of your answer. So if you think, okay, I can do the working on my scrap sheet, and then scrap sheet will not be visible to examiner. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? So I would not say, okay, I'm not encouraging you to use the scrap sheet, but then ensure if you are using it, you are showing that particular working into the Excel also, because Excel and worksheets are going to be evaluated. Yes or no? Are you able to understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far?
So there is a scratch pad on top. Is that the same one what we are referring next to the calculator?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
You are right.
So what is that explain answer? First one, sir.
Okay, this is correct. This is not going to be in your paper. This is a specimen paper, and the answer is given. Solution is given here. This is not going to be there. Are you understanding my point? This is your practice platform. So they have given the answer. This is not going to be in your exam. This particular square will not be there. This particular menu will not be there. This is, we are taking a specimen paper, Ms. Vidya.
Okay, sir.
So later on, if you want, having attempted to know whether you are correct or not, you will go to the answer paper. I will come on to that. There is an extremely important role of this, but this is not going to be a part of your exam. Please, you're right. I will explain you all these things, and this is all covered in course in minute and greater depth and detail. Okay, you got my point here. You will write in response. Similarly, in word processor also, if you fail to write this, trust me, you will be making a fatal mistake, a huge mistake of your life, and then you will be surprised by everything you did, like, operation successful, patient died. So where I went wrong? Many students come, sir, I did everything correct, and there is no evaluation of this. You will have to pay at least 300 pounds to get it evaluated. I know in future they will be giving free, and for other ACCA papers they have started free evaluation. They will be giving you why you failed. But anyway, that is to be seen. I don't want you to fail. Don't think about failing at all. Okay. Now we'll go into the second one. Okay. Okay, now for example, okay, let's go to the second one so that we have word sheet also, word processor. Okay, here we open. Okay. Now you will not open this first. Okay. The first thing is you will read this. Yes. Are you with me? The second you will read
Yes, sir.
requirement. You will read requirement. Okay. You will register it, or if you want, you can copy this. Okay. You can copy this into your scrap, this one. I don't know where paste, where is paste? Because I think there is one textual here. You will have to practice this. You get my point, whether you are able to control paste. Yeah, here it is. You got my point. Now, if you want, you can copy this entire exhibit here down, blah, 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 which I would not do if I would be in your place. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, this is all for information. Now I'll tell you what happens. You will be cluttering information on one page and getting more confused than reading individual exhibits. Are you getting that? For example, suppose this particular thing. I will copy this. Okay, I will copy this also, and then I will paste it on what do you say? On, here also. I don't know which it will go. Okay, it's going to. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't use a scratch pad. Okay, for requirement, fine. If you, I would not suggest you, because see, you are gonna, don't bring all the information on one page. Are you understanding my point? This will confuse you, and more importantly, it will be a sheer waste of time. Okay, first thing, you will read this question. Second thing, you will open the requirement, read it. Okay, then you will read the exhibits. Okay, okay, which is the shortest one. You will first open all three. Whatever is shortest, you will read it. Are you getting my point? Now, if you practice this, then only you will be able to be in a position that you are able to navigate in terms of your registration of information. Otherwise, you will not. How many times you will go and refer? Tell me. You will end up playing with this. It will be like a computer game for you. Are you understanding my point? And see, if you just play with this, you will not be able to register it. Are you getting my point? And what normal students do, most of the students do, they copy these, they put it on a scrap paper or word processor. Okay, when you can copy on the word processor, tell me, come on. Very pertinent question. When you should copy a question onto your word processor. That is your answer sheet. Your word processor is your answer sheet. Your Excel spreadsheet, I mean, sorry, the spreadsheet, not Excel. Spreadsheet also answer sheet. You get, Scratchpad is not your answer sheet at all. It will not be visible to examiner. Tell me, when and what you have to copy from the question to your work process answer sheet. What part? Tell me. Come on.
This is the requirement and the answer.
Let's paste drama. No, this
If
is the
it's a
previous. Anyway, let's say, okay, let's say this is, I'm trying to copy this. I don't know why I'm not able to copy this. Okay. Okay, anyway, suppose when you will bring a question, okay, let's say you are going to start your answer. Okay, all close, done. Ta, 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 ta. Okay. Now, for example, requirement. And there are requirement is, okay, this part is, okay, you have to answer this. So what, suppose it is narratives. You will open the word processor, you will copy this here. Okay, then you will start in response to question so and so. So you are able to relate it, question and answer, question and answer. Are you understanding my point? So what you have done is, when you are writing it, you will be able to cross-reference your writing in alignment with the question. So indirectly, you are taking the requirement onto the answer sheet, which is acceptable. You get my point? So what will happen if suppose there is some big question, suppose Okay, you will copy this. You are writing here. Okay, this all answer is done. Then you are going to B part. Okay, suppose this is B part, and you practice it because maybe there is some inadvertent missing, which I am not able to copy this. So this will be B. That will be your answer. Then C, they all will go on. But what will happen is, see, this word processor is all throughout. Okay, it will go one page only. Everything you have to write it down, all 4 questions. So invariably, when you are writing, then you have to write it out in response to question 2. Then you write answer. Then in response to, if you fail this part, the examiner will not take the toil to know. See, they understand it, but then it is as good as you have not answered the paper. I mean, that particular question, if you have missed this particular part. Are you getting my point? Now, let's look into what assets do you have. Now, what assets do you have is, one is the spreadsheet. Okay. Now you can put symbols also. Now the paper will have, if it is like, IFRS 29 or 21, it will have foreign exchange. So be very careful when you are attempting such standards, especially foreign exchange. When you show the calculation, put the appropriate, this one. You get my point. If it is euro, then if it is insert. Now, usually what happens, we are so accustomed to, like, answering the entire paper in dollars only. So if suppose this should have been euro, and you put, for example, dollars here, I mean, dollars only. Now, your calculation will be correct. Your calculation may be correct, but you have displayed, the examiner will acknowledge this as dollar, not as euro or any other currency, which ought should have been in the correct answer. Are you understanding my point? Are you understanding my point?
Yes,
Suppose this should have been this one, sterling pounds, and you have put dollars. The examiner will only comprehend that this is not, he will not go and give you a benefit of doubt. Oh, you have made a, inadvertent typo error. No, you have answered the question completely wrong. That's it. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. If this is a currency, if this is the number, for example, this is the number, if this is the number, whatever it is, let's say 1,000 and let's say 2,000. Suppose this should have been euro, okay? And this should have been dollars, okay? Now, inadvertently, you have by mistake put this also as dollar, okay? You will be given wrong. You will not, you will feel that yaar, everything was correct and then I failed. Please try to understand. Foreign exchange, you need to show. I mean, it gives you a false picture only. Are you getting my point?
yes,
There's a huge difference between the currency, and this is, see, it may sound as if like, very minor or stupid something like, point or irrelevant, but everything is relevant. Every minute thing becomes relevant. And then when you have prepared so much, you have taken the toil, when you have gone into that particular mind frame, you need to understand these small things makes into big things, and big things result into big results. So if you want to pass it in first attempt only. There is no second attempt in life. Trust me, there is only one life, and I always believe there is only one exam. I am not, I don't bring into my mind that I will fail. Are you getting my point or not? I mean, don't think about pass and fail. This is psychological. I will let you know. Now, I'll tell you, I have prepared an LMS. I have got 12 students who are utilizing LMS. Are you understanding my point? There are more than 200 students on the registered on there. There are only 12 people, and they are paid, not paid. I am not doing it for money. And I'm not getting boiled up, like, why people are not subscribing. No, I'm enjoying. I'm going by the flow. And I know result will come. You have to go with a sound intent, not good or bad. There is not good or bad. You have to go with a very sound intent, and you have to go and give the best. That's it. Now, similarly, we'll go.
sir, sorry, sir.
Yeah,
Can you please present
yeah,
One
on
please,
the
please.
question here.
Yeah,
Actually,
please.
the top, what when they say 30th September 2000. So
Okay.
30th September 2000 X7 is, how do you read? Is it 17?
No. It is,
Is-
this is how you will bring it. This is how you will bring it. This
No,
is
is this 17 or is it 007 only? 2007 or is it just 2017, sir?
no,
I
it
have
is
this basic doubt.
no. Okay, this is 2000 X7 only. It will always be
X7.
X, whether it is CFA paper, international, any paper, any paper. Any
Okay.
paper. You see SEMA paper, you see CMA paper, you see CFA paper, you see England and Wales paper. That is the toughest CA on earth. You get my point. And people normally, those who are engineers, they do this one. And I have seen ample of people, like when I used to work for American, they were all engineers as well as CA, and from England and Wales. And the second best internationally considered CA, of course, this is off tangent, is Sri Lankan, because they follow the syllabus of this one. And if you happen to work under a Sri Lankan, great, because I have 3 opportunities. One was Mahen in Logicom, one was Devangi, Darshini in McDermott. So like, I mean, I have worked with a couple of, the point to bring home is, this is how you will copy in your spreadsheet. Are you getting my point? This is how X7. There is, oh, where is that?
Sir, this first time I'm hearing this message. I'm
What?
from Sri Lanka.
Ah, okay. Coincidentally, you're from Sri Lanka. Good. No, I mean, their syllabus, their chartered syllabus is in alignment with England's and Wales. Miss Vidya, you will have to write like this one. There is no
Okay,
17, there is no 7, there is no 27.
Is
you
it
getting it?
X7?
This-
Okay, sir, got it.
That's it. Every question. Let's roll into another thing. Every question entirely. Even if you see my LMS, I don't think you will ever find this one. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Where we have landed? Okay. So okay. See, when
Sir,
you go, yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, sir. One
No,
question.
no.
This spreadsheet, it doesn't have a formula bar, right? I mean, I couldn't see any formula bar there. Maybe I've missed, I don't know.
Okay. What formula you want to tell me?
Formula.
Okay, see here. Okay, listen, you just watch it here. Okay, 2 plus 3. How much it is? Okay, here it is. This plus this. What formula bar you want? See, this is not Excel. Okay, I understood your point. Okay, you are looking at Excel sheet. No. This is spreadsheet.
No. Yeah, this is spreadsheet.
You cannot this. Acha, the best part is that whatever formulas are there, they will give you a sheet of formula here. This happens in FM paper and APM paper. Here below this sheet, in the exhibit, they will say formula. Are you getting my point? I can show you, but I'll have to close this sheet. So ACC examination, for all the formulas are given, and all the time value of money, everything is given. Are you getting my point? So say we have covered one question, second question, third question, fourth question. Okay, let me show you this, for example. Okay, now ethical issue. Okay, now I want to highlight something. Okay, I will highlight this, say green color. So this one. If I am appearing the paper, I will never do anything which is wasting my time. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? See, don't get discouraged that you have to follow my method. I am showing you what I will do. Not necessarily you should follow what I do. Are you understanding? If you feel okay, by highlighting, okay, this is a particular point when I'm reading it. Okay, let me highlight this in color. Then let me highlight in this color. You understand my point? It is up to you, but I would not do. Because I know I have a practice. I read information and I can comprehend. Are you understanding my point? What I would copy paste then is that particular Excel sheet. When I am given an Excel sheet, okay, anything which is given in terms of Excel sheet, like for example in consolidation, I will bring it. As I showed you, I will copy paste so that I can save time. Okay, let's go to question 1. Okay, are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? This is a spreadsheet. Okay, see, I copied this. Now I will not waste time typing all the data from here. Are you understanding? Yes or no?
Yes.
Give me the answer.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Sir,
Yes,
it
sir.
auto
Yes, sir.
saves the matter, whatever we have done earlier.
yes,
We don't
yes.
need to
Unless,
save anything.
yeah, it is auto saved. Unless there is one button which is saying reset. If you use that particular asset, that will be coming up in. Okay, let's go to word processor. See, don't worry about this. There will be word processor and spreadsheet in all the questions. Okay. Now, for example, word processor. There is a button here somewhere which is saying reset. I don't know which one it is. You can maneuver and come to know. Once you said reset, let's try. There is one something. If you say reset, this will all go away
Yeah. Go on. Okay.
and it will not never come back.
Oh my
Are you getting?
God. Okay.
So
Got it.
it may so happen that after 3 hours you click the reset and then your reset becomes resetting. Are you understanding where I'm coming? So the moment you
Yes.
reset, which is not to be reset, then you will be ready to reset the examination. Reset is your resetting. That's it. Are you getting my point? So see, it may look very fancy, it may look a bit interesting, fascinating, amusing, blah, blah, blah. But if you do not practice this platform, or at least, if you go to see the past papers, 3 papers are on the answers, or I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
question is based on CBE. Why? Because they want invariably. I mean, you are fortunate. During our times, there was no, I mean, after 2019, they recently introduced. In the first exam, this were all not there. Not 3 papers were CBQ. I mean, you had not the, luxury to have 3 papers for practice. They could have given only 1 paper only. Are you getting my point? So, okay, you have finished 1 paper. What do you know the answers? You know everything. Now, the best part, I'm not trying to proclaim, which when I was preparing the whole entire LMS, and I have learned through financial modeling because my mentor taught me through financial modeling is you know everything. You understand my point? You know everything, but you don't know how to tabulate. You get my point? That's why you will see the people, those who know Excel better, are always promoted. Yes or no? How many of you have gone through Excel models which I have put it up on the LMS? Anybody? Nofal, are you there? Or you have just gone? Because I am not able to hear your voice today. Nofal, are you there? How many of you have been able to go through the financial models put up on the LMS? Did you ever get a chance to see? Am I audible to you on yes or no?
Yes, sir. But did not go through.
Okay.
I did not go through.
Sir,
Okay,
I
just
have
go through
seen
it.
there are 7, 8 models there. I am interested. I will go through it. But I'm very interested to go through those models. I've just logged
Well,
in yesterday. I saw those. I will do
okay.
it. I will see it. Go
Because
through
I
it.
got feedbacks from a couple of students and those models are made by me. There are like around maybe 100 and 200 models, but unfortunately, LMS only allows the 5 best. Of course, I can create digital downloads, but then I didn't want it to repeat, like to make people confused. So I put down the best models which I put. Of course, there are many which I will be rolling up. That's why I updated one today also with another one. Then there is an entire financial plan. Suppose you're opening a company and you are an accountant. Okay, now I want a financial plan. So everything cash flow, intercompany cash flow, balance sheet projected, blah, blah, blah. It all runs into series. And at a click, entire game changes. Are you getting my point? We used to work basically on 36 to 40 sheet at a time. And I'm not joking, in project management, in McDermott, US company. One click changes the entire ballgame of this. Suppose you go to video conference, people are sitting in US, you will say, okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? It's all simulative. And that's what financial modeling is all about. Are you getting my point? You just lay hands, you will come to know. And I believe a couple of people, maybe Nofal is not there. He wrote me a very good note on that particular thing. He said, sir, I become a fan of all the documents. This is what he narrated. And there is a aging spreadsheet, which is universally applicable. It took me around 4-5 days just for one formula. I mean, when you are doing it, see, you know Excel, but then everything you can do it, your macro part and everything. And I don't know the codings and all, please, okay? The most important aspect will be that what formula you will work, that will all depend on luck also at times. And then there are ways. Suppose I used say 14 syntax in a formula, somebody will make it short 4. Because this has happened. When I go to the engineer, I show a sheet. If suppose I had 14, 15 syntax of formulas, he will say, okay, I can make it 2. And I don't know whether you'll believe me or not. There used to be one person in our company, in finance department, who was known as Excel expert. His designation on the letter of appointment. He can walk walk Excel, talk Excel, everything. You send him this and he will send you. If you have prepared something, you send him 5-10 minutes, he will improvise and send you. Anyway, let's not lose track here. Okay. So you understood this. Okay. Now there is a strike too. Suppose you want this to be cancelled. Like for example, word processor, you have written something, blah, 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 and you want to strike it through. You can use this particular strike through, or maybe you can use this particular strike through here. See, in the questions. Are you understanding my point? Suppose you have covered this information. Okay. In you have taken this information in your answer. So you do not wish to read it this again. You can strike this too. Okay. So you know now, okay, I have to deal with this. After you have dealt with this. I would not do all these things because I do not have the luxury of my time. Even 1 second there or nanosecond comes. Are you getting my point where I'm coming from? Okay, there is a calculator. Now you are allowed to carry your own calculator or use this particular calculator, which is in 2 modes. One is in a standard mode and one is in a scientific mode. Let me ask you a question. How many of you would be comfortable to work on your calculator on this calculator? How many of you would prefer your calculator? How many of you would prefer this calculator? Come on.
I will prefer my own calculator.
Okay.
Because
Yes, sir. Even I would prefer my own.
Pankaj bhai, why are you quiet after so long? You should attend every session of mine so that you're not quiet. Tell me. You are muted, I believe. And I am still yet to pick up the sign language. Yeah. I think there is an interplay.
Sir, I would like to use this calculator.
This calculator. Okay. Now, will the answer based on this calculator and your calculator be the same?
Yeah, it should be.
I mean, who cares that? Your calculator, I mean, see, when you do calculation in Excel, you know, there is a technical, in rounding off, there is nobody, don't get bothered about or bogged down with that. If you are comfortable using this calculator, okay, use it. This calculator is generally used by or in paper of advanced performance management. When you have a log question on log, learning curve, there's a full-fledged question coming up. It came 3 times in my paper. And I could crack that because my mom can do without a calculator. I'm not joking. She could do the whole log. You show her a calculator, she'll throw away. And this I have seen from my schooling days. I mean, old school people, they don't use calculator because at that point in time, they used to do it all manually only. You get my point. Now, calculator you have seen strike through, you have seen highlighted, you have seen symbol, you have seen scratch pad. You understand my point? This is your scratch pad. Do not do a crime to write the paper in your scratch pad. It will never reach your examiner. See, in examination, you often get tensed, confused, and overwhelmed. Okay, what you do is, okay, this and this, what is the difference? Tell me. Are you understanding my point? If your
the
mind is
heading
not
is hidden, if the heading is hidden one top of the other screen,
no,
then you will
your
not even know it is
no,
yeah.
In examination, in stress, your eyes will not go on to the headings. See,
Yes.
you will see now you are relaxed. There is a session going on, and there is no exam tension. Nerves are all quiet and silent. You are able to watch it. There, I mean, suppose you are typing it here, and this you can click here, and you start typing here. Are you understanding where
Yes.
I'm coming from? Show me
Yes,
one
sir.
video on YouTube which carries all these parameters which I have narrated you so far. I'm not trying to proclaim. I keep my hand on my heart, but I mean, I am giving you what I researched and practiced it. And yet I'm preparing another thing which I'm going to come on the LMS, that I will be solving everything I mean, in my video terms, question and answer, how you should, but that will take time. Are you getting my point? So I would not prefer, if I am writing the, if I'm writing the answer, I will not prefer scrap pad at all. Are you getting my point? There is no harm. There is no harm to write this. Even this is irrelevant. Okay, let the examiner read. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. At least you do not carry a risk of entirely not I mean sharing your information with this. Suppose you writing on the scratch pad by mistake also, say half answer you wrote this and you click it here, this screen came up and you start typing this answer is gone. This will not go to, this will not be visible to examiner. And where is this? And you will not realize it. See, when you are reaching the end time, you will not realize what's missing. I doubt that you will get a chance that, okay, you can go through the paper once again and then you can decorate and, you can do the aesthetic. Okay, I underline these and I will bold these. Everything is there. All assets are there. I never go and decorate. Whatever I do, I open this sheet, this particular sheet. I start writing this. The first thing, what will I do? In response to so and so, question number 1. This you should not forget. Okay, now the second question comes. Okay, now some of the students may ask, okay, Giovanni sir, tell me, if I know third question, so can I write the third question? I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Suppose you open the question and then you say, okay, you go through all the questions. Okay, this question. Okay, Liz, I know this. Let me begin with this. It is up to you. Are you getting my point? If I were you, if I am a student, I will never go on to the writing anything. Whatever first, I start the marathon from the start to the end. I will not go in between. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? Okay, suppose let's say you have the option. You can pick it up any question to write first. Say question number 3. Okay, sales and leaseback. If you are very confident about, you start. Then you do next. Then you do next. Whatever it is. Now, at the last, you will have a screen which is showing attempted, and this is not attempted. Okay, and you have that particular asset to flag it. Now see, no questions have been flagged for review. That means when you are attempting question, okay, when you say not attempting, you can flag it also. There is a menu here where you can flag it. Now maybe I have too
It's
much
on
of
the right answer.
yeah,
It's
I'm
on
not
the
able
right
to
answer.
see. Yeah,
Close all.
because
Next to that, there is
no,
one
correct.
flag
I
for
am not
review.
able to see because I have Zoom screen.
Okay, sir.
Okay, here it is. Okay, flag.
Yes.
Now what you do is, whenever you are writing it, okay, flag everything on review invariably, so that when you do next, you automatically come to know, and then unless you have deflagged it, it will not move further. Now what happens? Suppose now one of the major risk part is, of course, it will be, I mean, you will not be able to digest it. Okay, I was attempting one CMA paper and ethics paper in the second part. Now that was the first time, and it was 2016, I believe. And as I told you, that you do not have the command on the keyboard. Are you getting my point? In the mouse you get. It all depends on your luck also. So what I did is, I did next, next. See, okay. Now what happened is, I did next, and I entered. I don't know. I was in haste or I was in stress, and I'm not joking. I did enter. The paper went away saying you have submitted the paper. it cost me that particular diet in the sense that like I had to reappear that particular part. So in what happens is the first part and the second part, the ethics paper is different in CMA. So what happens if you have cleared the first part and if you have not cleared the second, you have to reappear both the parts once again. Are you getting where I'm coming from? So whenever you are navigating next, ensure that you touch the mouse or the keyboard very softly and only once. See, sometimes what happens, it takes time. It depends on the internet connection. So what you do is when you do 2 times next, it can put you out of the screen and then you by mistake will put enter, try to correct it and haste. You will not realize that you have submitted the paper. Of course, this is I mean, my experience earlier, but it will not happen here because if you have flagged it, okay. Now let's go. Say we have attempted it also. Okay. Now we have not attempted it. Okay. Now what happens is if why did it show not attempted? Okay. Okay. Why did it show not attempted? Anybody? Come on, by this time you should be able to answer this. It's because when you go to this particular question, you have neither opened a work processor or a Excel sheet. See, now I type whatever, correct? Now I go next. See, did you see the change? Yes or no?
Yes.
See, I have flagged this.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have unflagged this because when I was doing it on the right hand side, as Miss Vidya mentioned, I had flagged this. So now I have attempted everything. Now I will say review all. Okay, that's done. Okay, next. Now I'm reviewing all. Okay, everything has been attempted. I'm looking at it, blah, blah, blah. And then no question flag. So please make a selection and try again. Okay. Then I will go. There is no incomplete questions to review. Okay, fine. Then I will go and there will be, because of the Zoom screen, I'm not able to see the screen behind it. And then I will go and submit it. Are you getting my point? See, there is a button here, end examination. Okay. So when I say end, it will ask you, it will prompt you with a pop-up screen. Yes, do you want? Okay, I will say yes. It will ask you 2 times. So even if you are making a mistake for the first time, you can cancel it. Are you getting my point? And still, if you have time, you can review it. Are you getting my point? See, what I would like to tell you is, unless and until you reach 2-3 hours completion, don't put end exam. Don't be smart. Of course, you'll not be able to finish it in 3 hours for sure. Give me your reviews later on. But unless you have practiced it very well, with this particular thing, okay. Then you say yes, then you say yes, and say, okay, fine. Your examination has been submitted. See, it will come. Your exam is now complete. This is specimen, of course, because we are using the specimen one. So, okay. Now this was only on CBQ. You get my point. Any questions? So before I move on to the second part, one of the major important aspect, how to prepare now, given the span of time, whatever you're left. Of course, we have done it for the sake of new entrants. I mean, we will be repeating it. And of course, it's a session where this needs to be emphasized. Any questions on CBE so far? I mean, did it add value to you?
Will it get locked after 3 hours, sir? Even if I
It will go away.
Is it go away?
Screen
Okay.
will go away.
Even if I don't say end exam, it will just it'll go away.
It will vanish. Yeah, it will as good as you have ended the screen or ended the paper. Are you getting my point? It will auto research. You will not be able to handle it anything. The screen automatically will go away. Now, how many of you have attempted driving license exam, NOFL or Rizvi in Dubai? There's 15 minutes time and there is 60 slides. After 15 minutes, the slide goes away.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it? You pass or fail. All 60 slides you have to answer it. There's no one fail also.
Automated.
During,
yeah. Yes, sir. We are
during
doing
my time, signal test. There is no signal test. 60 slides will come. Even if you mark it one wrong, you get my point. You are fail. All 60 has to be. And suppose you are not able to complete it, means as good as fail. Okay, any questions so far on CBE? Please, this is I mean, you can ask at any point in time. That's not a problem as such. And of course, I am not trying to exaggerate it, but invariably, there are two courses. One is which we have already covered, and that is complete. You can go and watch. One is how to prepare ACCA in a month's time. Okay. Now this is on the techniques, which I will show you on right away. But is there any question on CBE so far? And I assure you,
Sir,
going through two courses of mine on LMS, you will be really well placed, because then you will not have any doubts whatsoever whereas CBE is concerned. Even if you have practice, not practice. See, practice will give you speed. Are you getting my point? And yes, go through the suggested answers to understand how you will tabulate the data. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? First, don't practice it. Open the solution. See how they have tabulated the data. Okay. Then go to open the, don't see, first go to solution, then go to exhibits, go to Excel exhibits in practice, okay, before solving the examination, and see how they have related and what you can copy paste from your exhibit, Excel exhibit. Did you get it? Yes or no? Open that particular specimen, go to the solution first, see how they have tabulated the Excel data, then you go to the question. Open the Excel exhibit first. I'm not talking about the exam, I'm talking about practice. Open in practice, you'll open Excel first, then you will relate how you will be able to maneuver the data, copy paste which part, and I will be able to tabulate it. You will not be, don't type it, don't start typing all these, you will never finish the paper. Trust me, if you copy the question, it will be 3 hours. You'll not be able to complete even one question also. It's not smart working, it is efficient working. You get my point. Your efficiency will get converted into your proficiency, and proficient will result into effective result. This is my formula. Now, if you ask me to repeat, I won't be able to repeat, because when I speak God and I know, after that only God knows. Any questions so far before I move on to the next?
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes. Ask me 10,000 doubts, because you can ask me at later point in time, but this is more relevant time to ask. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, one is that spreadsheet, the other one is word
Yes.
word sheet.
Yes, word processor.
Word processor. Word processor is for what, sir? I could not understand that part.
You will be writing all the explanations, your
In the word
answers.
processor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And do not write the answer onto the scrap sheet. It will become scrap. Are you understanding my point? And while you are writing the word, there is one menu which is known as reset. You will figure it out, or that I will put up in the exclusive video which I'm making.
Right.
If by mistake, if you reset, you cannot recall whatever you have typed. So say, for example, if you are at the end of the paper and something has happened and you go and reset, your reset will reset, and I mean result into your resetting. I'm not joking. Huh? So just keep in mind never to reset it. If you want, you can go and cancel that particular portion. If you reset the entire whatever you have typed so far goes, it becomes a blank sheet. Any questions?
Sir, does it erase the entire answers, or is it specific to a specific answer? Like
reset means khatam, that particular sheet. Reset. See, there is only one sheet. You understand my point? There is only one sheet going on, enter, and it will get length. So when you reset, it will go away. You have not selected anything.
Okay, yeah, right.
So just be very mindful, And lots of students, they start typing it, as I've shown you in navigation, they start typing on scrap sheet. And after 15-20 minutes, they say, oh my God, this is scrap sheet. And they try to copy paste. And then they waste their time. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? And if you are unable to copy paste that point in time in that, now stressed environment, these are all minor things, but trust me, these small things are only the major aspects. Everybody has knowledge. And this is where one of the reasons for this paper having a low passing rate is this reason. People are not able to handle that CBE environment. They don't know. And believe me, whatever we have discussed so far, you will not find anything in any videos so far. I have not seen. I did go and view through it to CVQ and what people have talked, what people have not talked. I showed you my way. It is not that you have to follow my way. If I were you, I would read the first requirement, reflected as a photo image, open all the exhibits except the Excel. Excel, I will open it last so that I can comprehend and read it in alignment with the requirement. Once again, before starting, I will read the requirement and then start. See, having said that, it appears very easy. It's all mind game and your focus, your sleep. Are you getting my point? Before I come here, I have at least 1 hour or 2 hours sleep before I come here to deliver my lecture to you. You will never find me in a sleepy mode. Take any video. I'm not trying to proclaim. This is I've learned from my mom. She taught around 36 years. Whenever you go, 99% of what your students will take, if there is any competitor of mine, please pick it up well. 99% is how you have delivered it. What you have talked is differently. Everybody has information. You know, one person I was talking to is my friend, and we used to work together. He said, Jivani, what you have done? You have just prepared up this. Google can also give it. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? But if I have to learn IFRS, I can Google and well, okay, fine, Google it out. I have grasped it based on what is authentic, this one, in the question answer format, and built up logically because our mind goes and picks up on building stage basis. You cannot build the 17th floor before you build a foundation. I hope you understand. So if you are at a financial control position and if you don't know any answer, do you think you can Google it and you can work or sustain? How many times you can Google it? I know this area is very dry and there are not a lot of students. And some people also tell me, so why you are working so hard? No. One day this will become compulsory. Like Dubai. See, I started this teaching in 2011. Dubai, when it got compulsory? This year. Yes or no, Mr. Rizvi?
So coming, so next year, sir, coming.
What I meant to say, there is a resolution that if you want an audit license, you have to bring this particular degree, and that to the degree has to be done within 1 year's time. Then only. Exactly. It's not. I have done in 2014 or 15. That's not applicable.
Yes, sir.
I hope where I'm coming from. And this is like ever evolving. Nobody wants to go into that. And I'm sure the reason why I've created it because so that it's for your life. I don't teach for this. You know, one of why not many students come because I don't teach practical. That I will integrate in my LMS video working. You know, they say, sir, you don't show the working. I explain you the concept in such a manner that you can articulate it and tabulate your data based on this. I will show you, not be able to follow. There are so many YouTube videos, go and learn it. Well, who's asking you to come here and sit here? It's for a technical reason. Are you understanding my point? The baseline. Once you have understood the concept, it will be applicable all throughout your life. Okay, so let's move on to the second part. Do you want a break or you want me to continue in the next class or blah, blah, blah? It will take another 15 minutes only. Should I continue? I have a tempo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this
just
we have
before
already.
you go.
Yes, please. No, I'm not
Sorry.
going. I'm not going anywhere. We'll have 15 minutes, then I'll conclude the session. Because I promised my mom that I'll be at 9:30, but in the interest of this one, we have to. I will complete it. Yes, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Is there a technique that we can learn to remember, like the requirements when you whilst reading the exhibit?
See, what I would do is, if I have prepared well, you get my point. I'll tell you very honestly, those who are attempting in June, they carry a very bright chance because by that time, I will be able to 100% complete the course on the LMS. I don't know what portion will I be able to convert it into video, but at least to an extent where it will facilitate your conceptual understanding. Maybe see, it runs into around 500 hours. I am not joking. If I have to prepare, I have anything I don't do at random. This script took me around a year and a half and I had 3 people. Are you getting my point? This is not, okay, I will pick up this and copy paste. No. The new course which I have just put up on definition. Did you see by any chance definition? 1000 definition in business and finance. Okay. When I was introduced as an accountant, as a project accountant in McDermott US company, I was given a booklet. That booklet is all more than around 3000 definitions. I'm skipping it. I hope you understand. And once you understand the definition, as I mentioned when we were doing IFRS 15, 90% of your application in your real life will be based on definition. Like for example, why humans are not considered an asset, because asset is control based, and if you're not, you cannot control humans. So what I'm trying to bring on the point is that by definition itself, by terminology itself, you will be able to solve many problems. Okay, now how you should study given the span of time, say in a month's time. Write it down. Step number 1. You will go open past year papers. You will only read solutions. Write it down. Only read solutions. Read all solutions. Suppose there are 10 papers, read all 10 solutions. Do not open any question paper. Are you getting my point? I'm not talking about your practicing CBE environment, that later. The first step is go through entire, all 10 papers. I think there are 10 papers and 10 papers are minimum. 5 years relevant, because there have been constantly revisions, like conceptual framework 2010 and 18. Read all the solutions. This will enable you to get familiar with the ACCA paper linguistic. Take it as another language. So you have to learn the language of the paper. Your language will not suffice. I don't undermine your language, please not misunderstanding me, but you will be able to consolidate your linguistic and being effective and better able to articulate as required by the examiner. And when you talk with that mind frame, and you can impress your opponent. You get my point? Know your audience. Your audience is examiner. I'm not talking about but you have to go and impress, but the thing is, when you write with that wavelength, you are taken that you are in a position to apply that knowledge. They don't want knowledge. Knowledge is there, and Google is also knowledge. They want whether you are able to make a judgment. And judgment lies, the ability of your judgment lies into its application, whether you're able to apply or not. Okay, this is the first step. Then read only the question paper of all this one. Are you getting my point? First, read all 10, whatever paper is available, solutions. Then all read questions. So you will understand that how the questions are being maneuvered. Are you understand? What I mean maneuvered means how it has been structured. Why exhibit 4 is not exhibit 1? Why exhibit 1 is not exhibit 3? I hope you understand. So what will happen? This will give you one circuit sort of into your mind. Okay, information will be structured in this fashion. So your brain will be able to align that and perceive information when you practice it, and in real examination also. They have a very scientific way of presenting the data. It's not at random. It is not at random. You will come to know. You will vouch this when you go through this, what I'm telling you right now. You got it? Then in the third round, you will read the question and you will read the answer. And then you start attempting and practice. And trust me, it is all matter of navigation. And if you have followed this particular step, see, it is not exactly what I showed you or we did or what I advocated. Whatever you feel is suitable for you. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Suppose it suits you, okay, you can copy paste. Misty said, okay, you can copy paste, fine. Oh, okay, you want to highlight, okay, fine. Oh, you want to write on a scratch pad and then you put it on Word, it's fine. Anything, everything, whatever suits you. But what I do is I put a caution on the time, because I have given 23 papers. I know you will not be able to complete the paper unless and until you are in a position to navigate. Because see, it is not Excel. It is a foreign alien concept to you. Suppose if I would not have told you, you cannot insert row, you will be, and if you would not have practiced that, you will become shocked. No sooner you saw the screen, you become statue, yes or no? You had that feeling, yes or no? Don't make me say yes to make me feel good, because I know where I'm coming from. And I can make out from your faces also. You get my point. One course I will put face reading, Rizvi, if you want, but that will be heavily charged. I'm joking. Any questions so far? This is what I bring today, and anything if you can come up with extempo, I can relate to. Any questions? Subha Lakshmi, we didn't happen to hear your voice. I hope you are there. Hema,
So
Miss
the
Hema, any
challenge,
question? Oh wow, you are there.
so-
Good. Yes.
so
Subha.
the major challenge over here is the constructive thinking and reflecting it on the answer sheet. This constructive thinking is a big challenge for.
Have you seen IS? I mean, deferred tax or leases? Of course, leases is yet to come. Deferred tax on LMS.
No, sir, not yet.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to proclaim on the LMS part because LMS is an integrated part of our learning. Correct. When I was learning in 2006 in UK, I called my mentor that I'm not able to follow anything. That time it was not CBE. You get my point. And my mentor was an Excel expert. He was from the engineering background. He is BSc, MSc, BCom, MCom, CA, CFA, except ACCA is everything, and PhD, and being conferred by President of India, that lady, First Lady, Pratibha Patil something. So the point to bring home is that I emphasize anything doing on simulation. And when I was transitioning out this one, the area where I score as against others is because people explain, on the board and chalk and all. Nobody is able to articulate how should tabulate the data. You go and see the Excel model, you will come to know where I'm coming from. Or go and look into IS 12, deferred tax. It is free, it is open. I mean, more than 50% of all my courses are open on that, this one. So what I'm trying to bring on, go to the practical parts, you will understand how to tabulate the data. I have shown it, demarcation, formula, everything. So every IFRS has all the tabulation practices. If you see IFRS 15, how many of you open and seen 15, this one? How many problems are there practical? Rizvi, have you go and seen? More than 400 problems are there. Tell me which course has 400 problems. See, it is not possible for anybody to teach IFRS in complete. Whatever you are learning and whatever the ACCA diploma, tip of an iceberg. Trust me, it is just tip of an iceberg. You must be seeing regular posting on our group. They're all technicals. Are you getting my point? You will not come to know by reading textbook. Those are from, I don't copy paste. I have licensed that particular information. The examiner, the previous examiner, puts in a way of quiz in our group. I have taken a permission to compile that, and I have made a course which is known as conceptual Q&A. Go through that. So many things are there. Now finance will also commit. So maybe 5 years down the line, I think I will be university instead of school. Joking. Anyway, any questions so far?
Sir, here regarding LMS.
Yeah, tell me.
Maybe this problem for me or others also, I don't know. But
I know
I'm
what is the
very
question you're asking. Yeah, go ahead. I know. Let me tell you. You are confused where to start, which course you do. Yes or no?
Because my focus on the exam as well as the life knowledge.
See, I'll tell you. You keep a 6 months orientation, go through entire coursework, whatever possible. And I tell you, 99% you will be in a position to clear. See, it's not how you go and deliver. It's how are you going to tabulate it, and then how are you going to perceive, comprehend that. It is all about interpretation. And that interpretation is your judgment. Are you getting my point? How does the interpretation comes? It's based on knowledge, and knowledge is information based. See, people say कि जीवानी सर का कोई वीडियो नहीं देखा अभी तक. अरे भाई, you will have to have a textbook first, isn't it or not? I am criticized, I get criticized, I love it. Well, I said no PPT, no notes. Okay, let's say I give you notes and PPT, decorated PPT. I know you will not be able to pass with PPT and notes. Okay, do you think that PPT notes and you can pass? Or I go through and explain you all PPT? I'm reading PPT. Yeah.
No, sir. There's so much of things.
I mean, I can checkmate you, and there is no right and wrong answer. When I sit with people, those who, there are IFRS experts also, they say, okay, I don't know where you bring this from and where you bring, show me on this. Like, come on, you should be an avid reader. I'll do one thing. We are meeting next Saturday. By next Saturday, at least read all the answers. I promise you, you will be 50% expert in IFRS. You have increased the 50% possibility of your passing. I'm not joking. And 50% then depends on your practice of CBE. Khalas. And then I will show you what to read, what not to read. I can give you 25 marks, what's going to come. I'll tell you how. You see the trend. 3 months earlier to examination, they publish one article. And normally, it has been observed by me and experienced in 23 years of time. It's been now 23 years being associated with ACCA, that one question typically invariably comes out of that article. And so 25% important mil gaya. You go and verify yourself here. I will not be saying so with so much of conviction. Are you getting my point? मेरे को लोग पूछते हैं sir, why don't you charge 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees for your? I am not here to earn money. I'm not exaggerating, but trust me. Why do I teach? You start teaching after you learn from me. You start teaching. I got a contract day before yesterday to teach Saudi 6 hours. I refused. He was paying me $1,000. I said no. You know why? What about the tussle? I'm not joking. I can give you the number also. बोलता है 6 घंटा पढ़ाओ 3 दिन पूरा कंप्लीट करो. मैं बोला not possible. You will not be able to understand. अरे भाई, you will not be able to understand. Okay, so what? You are CFO. I said I will give 3 hours and 3 weeks because I've got so much of depth. I hope you understand. You go to the LMS, open IFRS 15, and Sushmita is not here, maybe here. I just opened it for her because that is under the subscription base. She said, sir, I have never come across such a concept in my entire CA. The point is not proclaiming on that particular thing, but we haven't done anything in detail. There are so many things. The best is yet to come, IFRS 9. I can finish the entire whatever is left over in 3-4 days, but then you will not come to know also that I have fooled you. But fooling you is my fooling me. Are you getting my point? And then I know they write to me, different students, they are blessing me. You are doing a very noble job. Anyway, any questions on today's session before we conclude it, because we are near that conclusion time? Tell me. I can carry on till midnight. I don't mind. Yes, come on, tell me. Pankaj bhai.
No, sir.
Any question? Yes, Priyanka, you have any doubts? Tell me on today's session or whatever may be.
Sir, not anything specific to today's session, but when I'm going through this subject, one challenge which I'm facing is it has so many things. It has so many things, and it's related. Topics are related. I'm not able to register. Correlate between the topics, because
Example.
there are mixed standards, there are specific standards, and then when I'm going through the practical part of it now, there are 2-3 standards compiling one question compiling of 2-3 standards.
It's a mixed bags question. Yeah, mixed bag. It's not a mixed bags. Yeah. Okay.
So I just want a simple guidance from you. I will not get into the examination. Examination is something different. That's okay. But if I really want to get a grip of this subject,
I understood your question. The answer lies in, sorry to interrupt. The answer lies in, that is the very reason I don't teach by notes or by PPT. I can challenge anybody in teaching terms. You know why? Because when you go, okay, for example, I open one PPT, okay, I say 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. You will not be able to understand the interactive aspect between the multiple standards. Are you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, for example, let's say machinery, okay. In my working as a CFO, we had a machinery wherein it was an asset. Machinery is an asset, non-tangible, correct? Yes or no? I'm sorry, tangible asset. Now, it should happen that when we upgraded on automation, this becomes scrap for us. Okay. Now, will it be asset in my books if it is scrap? I will have to,
No.
de-recognize it. But then what we did was we subleased this to our adjacent office, other company, because they said, okay, we would use it. So now this very IS 16 become IFRS 17.
Yes.
So not 17, 16, because then it become lease. This is not an interaction. So under what circumstances, what standard will be applicable, you will not be able to demarcate unless you have been able to reach to a stage where you can make a judgment on it. It's all about judgment. See, I'll tell you, not many people can survive as CFO for more than 10 years. And in the times, I'm telling you, I'm giving you and writing, not many people will be able to survive for even 5 years because things will be rolling constantly. Now, sustainability standard is coming, climate change standard is coming. Now, cryptocurrency standard is there. So there will be so many things coming up. Where will people go? You have to keep it on toes. I've got around 30,000 pages here. 30,000. Just recently got printed, courtesy, thanks to the subscribers who paid me that much of amount. One book costed me 15,000 rupees, no jokes. One book. Because I love to develop to that particular extent and then share it off. I don't do it because it's not applicable to me. I work as a CEO, not CFO in India. If I go and maybe I come in Dubai, Rizvi, then we will see. You never know.
Welcome, sir. Waiting.
You never know. Multiple times I have been. So the only way out is that when you are reading the question, it's only through the, when you go to the solutions, you will automatically it will become a second nature. There is no a formula which I can give you, Priyanka, okay, it will always be mixed. IFR is all about mixed bag. And that is why if you see the official textbook, okay, they have written in a pattern where you will not find, you will find multiple standards interacting in one particular topic that is intangible, PP, that is plant equipment machinery, and you will have 23 coming, 40 investment property coming, because that whatever machinery can become an investment also. No? You have to understand all the standards and you have to learn the standards in interaction. What we do is we learn by PPT. Okay, उसके बाहर PPT के बाहर हम सोच ही नहीं सकते. Are you getting my point?
No, so PPTs are very confusing. I have seen PPTs; they are very confusing. I don't go into PPTs. Sir, what I am doing is I have that BPP book which you have shared. That book, I go through that book line by line. For example, I'm taking IFRS 15. For example, what I did, I read the entire thing of IFRS 15 from that book, and then I thought maybe now I can solve sums. But when I'm getting into sums, I'm not able to relate.
Okay.
It's absolute went.
Sorry to interrupt. Anybody who remembers my statement on textbook? Anybody? My first lecture. Come on, yeah. You have been attending so many lectures of mine. You cannot pass exam or become an expert by reading that textbook. Yes or no? How many times I've told?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Told. Yet told.
The best way to develop is the methodology which I gave you. And I'm not joking. I'll tell you, when I was studying this paper in UK, you will not believe it. I have got stationaries like hell. Every line I used to have a different color. I used to be a very meticulous reader in desk. Okay, this will relate. It becomes a second nature. Like, for example, when you start driving and if you've driven 10 times on that particular road, it becomes second nature. You close your eyes and you can drive. But I don't want you to close your eyes because then you will not come here with the eyes open. Just joking, okay.
Sir,
I hope you
sometime,
understand where I'm coming
yes,
from.
sir.
You have to
Sir,
read so that, see, ACC has a very different language. The best way to pick up now, even if you don't want to read the answer, go and read the article. And I have given you SBR article, by the way, which is at the higher level. And most of the people, they come to, sir, we are not able to understand the language. I cannot teach you language. We had that interaction in our group also. Like, that smarty fellow, I removed him. He opened his group and he started emulating me. I said, fine, fair enough. I am not into competition, I'm into contribution. So point to bring home is that it will become a second nature when you are reading and reflecting. This is not a very history geography paper that you will remember everything and then you will read it. No, examiner has clearly told, I do not want you to come and vomit information. No, you will never pass. I have seen my friends in SBR, they failed 9 times. तो मेरे को बोलता है जीजी थॉमस in our group also. बोलते कैसा तू एक बार पास हो गया. I'll tell you, don't keep a goal that you have to pass. You have to go and give your best. And trust me, I'm not bluffing. Huh? 3 days before the examination, I learned through hard ways, and it's all because of my mom. He explained me cow theory. And I'll tell you, bottom line, 3 days before the examination, I never studied. I will tell you one thing. Day before the exam, or night before the exam, I used to go and watch movies. I am fresh, then I will come, I will sleep. I swear. And I stood first in college. And I'm not joking. I'm always a topper from
This
11 to
works.
TY. Yeah, it works because, you're not
This works.
bothered. Do you think I come with a script here and then deliver? Whatever come ex tempo. I may not have all the answers at a point in time. Yes, there are so many things which I have to go and refer back. So what? But this is how you read that. You read first articles. Okay, today you read all the articles. I'll give you this one. When you read all about ACCA course, I will send you the link. I will show you right now. Start with that. It has all the links. So there's no go and you to Google it. All links are there. Article links are there. Paper links are there. Everything is distinctly and respectively provided. Open that. And then before going to the examination, maybe a week before or this one, go to these two courses once again. It will give you a poise. And trust me, don't bother about it. Close the reading before 3 days because your mind has to be fresh. See, this paper is not about memory. This paper is about reflexes. Your reflection has to be good. Otherwise, you will misjudge it. See, example, the other day when we took up government grants, Rizvi just came up, okay, it's grant. It cannot be grant because it's a CGU. Are you getting my point? Because that entity is brought into to make money. Yaar. So what government? It is not a charity. Otherwise, it would have been a charity institution. Like UK, they have got thousands of charity. But then also it is an accountability and there is a profit. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. The only way is through this. If you have any questions, please ask. And if you are looking for detailed orientation, okay, how to go and refer? You had to ask me this question, sir. There are so many courses, like now it is 50 courses on LMS. Go to the LMS navigator. That's it. Don't bother to see anything else. Through navigator, everything is embedded into navigation. This is why I'm talking to you and to others also.
Yes, sir.
Open that, those who have subscribed, open the LMS navigator and just go through and follow that particular sequence. Or maybe you can study at random. Means you need not go. And yes, if you are fascinated, okay, by pictures you have to click it. Okay, go and open it. More than 50% is free. And whenever you go to a particular standard, for example, let's say 15, you may read the theory if you wish. I would rather advocate go to the practicals right away. Because when you go to the practicals, you will be able to better this is this. You will learn tabulation also, especially IFRS 12. I mean IS 12 deferred tax, where I have meticulously shown this is how I have put dimensional everything. It is a very time-consuming job, and I don't have much time also. Like I just come sometime if I'm in a mood, I will sit till 4 o'clock in the morning. and finish it. And sometimes it happens that I finish one course and I also don't know what I will be doing next. The other day, I was just doing IFRS terminology and I found that particular book which was given to me by McDermott. And I'm not joking, I can show you. So I started putting it and I know okay, by this will help. I'm trying to prepare a university itself. Okay, now last thing, I don't know whether I open it or not. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Okay, this is our limit. So okay, I have to go there. I don't know whether I will be able to. Are you looking at the screen now? Subscribe to all the IFRS. Is this a screen
Yes.
coming onto you? This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is one of the this two courses which I'm talking about. This two. How to prepare? Okay, I'll put this in the group. This one, these three. I'll put in the group, and this is what you have to go and one is yet to be released. Okay, this I put it in. I will just put it in the group. Okay. Anything finally? Any off tangent questions if you wish to ask me? Sir, I don't find sleep. I'm depressed in life. Blah blah blah. Whatever. See, the reason why I incorporated motivational at night is because there are so many students who called me who at times could, I mean, share their personal things. They are very depressed. So I thought, like, I'll tell you something very honestly. If you want to live a healthy life and a long life, long and healthy life, you should go and sleep. Trust me, you sleep. That's it. Finish. You sleep, and sleep is a mechanism. Even if you have cancer, blah blah blah, God forbid, any, you'll be able to clear it. And I will also share you personally if you have any ailment, how to go about it or not. I mean, how to go about solving that particular thing. There is one doctor which is a neuroscientist known as Joe Dispenza. You write to me individually, I will
Yes,
send you the
sir.
link. Just I mean, if you order. I had got this left side 30% paralyzed during COVID time due to shock, as you know what happened with me. So I mean that helped me. And then keep hopes. I mean, keep hopes in the universe. I'm honestly telling you, the time and money which I've invested in LMS is not to gain money out of it, but there's a joy. And sometimes I don't believe it. Okay, but I'm able to do such things. And I know people will not be able to replicate that. Oh, mere ko malum hai. Because I'm not here. I come with a good intent. Are you understanding my point? Even if suppose tomorrow, say Priyanka example, she is able to clear. I'm not bothered about examination. Whether you come back to me, ke sir, pass, I'm not. You should be CFO or at an authority. So 10 years down the line, when I meet you, sir, I am chief of this, I'm a direct finance director of this particular company. That will make me happy. It's not position. See, it's not position. Are you getting my point or not? Today, I have left my previous organization. Day before yesterday, I got a call from Alisha saying, Giovanni sir, I need this particular model which we used to work on. And that was around, I'll tell you, around 7.5 years back. And I keep all this one. I keep books, I keep everything. So I wish you all the very best. I hope you will make the most of your time and study effectively. And Priyanka, I would say, like, if you're short of time, just keep reading the textbook. Don't worry, you will not fail. Start with article. Article will make you understand one standard thoroughly. And I will send you the link. Just write me and I will send you. I don't want to send in the open arena. You get my point. But like, if this is relevant, I don't want to send anything which is irrelevant to all. I want to send anything which is relevant to you individually. And that's why I've started. And I'm announcing this is what will be coming from me. This will be the timing. For you, it's a group. For me, it's a company. I'm looking at 5 years down the line, not this one. As we become compulsory here, it will become compulsory everywhere. Are you getting my point? This will be the benchmark course at that point. And this is my hope and prayers. And then depends upon your blessings also. Okay, so wish you all the very best. If you have any problem at any point in time, just write me. If I'm not available, I will I try to answer as promptly as possible. I mean, Savita, Nofal, Prachi can vouch on that, Sometimes I get queries at 5 o'clock early morning. I get up at 4:30, so I don't mind to answer at that point.
Yes, sir.
So see you next Saturday, and wish you all the very best. In between, if you have any difficulty, feel free to write to me. And if you want anything to be opened on LMS, just let me know. I'm not only for money's sake. If you need anything, I want this to be open, and if it's not acceptable, accessible, just write to me. I will open that particular portion, and you can take it from there. And you can watch the recording once again, and then we'll do some of the question practice also, I believe, in the times to come. So next Saturday, full-fledged lecture, session 12 or maybe session 11, I don't know, and we'll take it further. Thank you so very much. Thanks for your time. Have a
Okay.
nice day. My
Thank you, sir.
apologies.
Thank you,
that
sir.
we
Good
have
night.
dragged
Good
this.
night.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night,
Good
sir.